Hey folks, and welcome back. So we left off talking about some college football. Now we are going to specifically focus today on the teams that BTP will be covering. So as we said, U of H is apparently not going to blow out Texas Tech, according to Miss Lomas over here. Now SMU is another team up in Dallas that we have season credits for. They've got a new coach too, Chad Morris. They actually had two coaches last year. They started out with June Jones. He went 0-2. They fired him. Tom Mason, which was an assistant, took over. He went 1-9. At least he won a game. But now Chad Morris comes from Clemson. He was the OC, over at Clemson, his first head coaching gig. But he's a native Texan, so he knows about recruiting and things like that here in Texas. 1-11 last year. We look forward to covering SMU. Tula and the captain Gransberry will be primarily covering SMU. So we'll see. Now, Auburn is another interesting one. Like LSU was 8-5 last year, and they're ranked number 14. Auburn was 8-5 last year, and they come in ranked number 6. Now, that's another thing I was saying, that Auburn was young last year, and now they're thinking, okay, Gus Malzahn, of course, won the Coach of the Year last year, the Bear Bryant Award. And what do you think about a team being 8-5 and being ranked in the top 10 coming out in the preseason?
Well, what they're thinking right now, they're thinking that, hey, look, they finished strong at the end of the year last year.
They did.
And they have a whole lot of young talent. And Gus Malzahn winning the Coach of the Year, you know what? This guy can coach, and their offense that they run is going to be –
they're going to score points.
They're going to score points.
Yeah.
And so you have to think, in order to score points, the team that scores the most points the past few years in the SEC West is who? A&M.
Yes.
So – you put Auburn with with the same type of trickeration to offense and a guy that's willing to take risk, and Gus Malzahn. And you know what? A team that has been in the SEC a little bit longer than A&M has, hey, look, we're going to put them there. Now, on the flip side of that, Chief at Texas A&M, hey, that's going to be the game to me to see this year. It's been the past couple of years, Alabama, LSU, but it's going to be.
But when you say that, when you say that, defense wins championships at the end of the day. So by A&M now having the defensive coordinator from LSU, this should get interesting.
Now I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna disagree with you there. Defense wins championships at the professional level. Offense wins championships in college.
I still have to disagree with you on that, because now we're talking high school, we're talking semi-pro, we're talking.
What was the score from the national championship game last year?
But at the end of the day, I still when you talk about, I gotta disagree. I gotta disagree with you, because you're saying defense wins championships, college football. We're talking SEC. If we're talking SEC, we're talking NFL. On this level, SEC at the end of the day is NFL. We look at, I don't
know about that.
Yeah,
it's definitely the elite.
Come on.
Conference
It's
in
the
college
elite.
ball.
So at the end of the day, defense wins championships when it comes to that. So then you're talking about LSU, a powerhouse. We're talking about my favorite, and I told you guys at the end of the day, Nick Saban. So Bama, they are the lead of the SEC, which is the powerhouse. Like you say, SEC is the powerhouse.
For sure.
So at the end of the day, so you're taking LSU, which is known as another powerhouse, and you're giving A&M, which I love them from the day one they moved to SEC. So you're literally basically putting a championship on a platter to them, and basically we're giving it to them. You're telling me that A&M doesn't have a chance right now to actually claim a championship?
Wind it back, Rich. Where I said that at?
Well, I'm just saying, you guys, we're talking, and then they are talking this, that, and the other. I'm right now. I want to hear your thoughts as far as who's the lookout as far as
the SEC,
the team to beat right now in the SEC.
It's always Bama. Until proven otherwise.
I agree, and I told you guys, that's been my team from day one. But let's say, other than Bama, don't you think right now, because the defensive coordinator is now the LSU defensive coordinator is at A&M, A&M's not the team to beat?
No.
Okay.
No.
Your thoughts?
Bama, Auburn. I mean, Auburn is 6, LSU is 14. Those are the teams to beat.
And you say 14.
I'm not saying A&M is going to be coleslaw, but I wouldn't call them the team to beat either. They're not a team.
Guys, I kind of feel this whole Johnny football again, and the only reason why, because no one's expecting them to do this, and you know,
in order to be the team to beat, you have to have accomplished something. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to be formidable, but the team to beat means this is the team that's either the champion or the projected champion. I don't see nobody picking A&M to win a championship or even win that division. So, no, they're not the team to beat. Now, let's move on. Let's move out of the SEC and let's go come back to Texas and go to TCU. And they're ranked number 2 in the nation, right? Now, they're coming off of a 12-1 season where they lost to Baylor, was their only loss of the season. And that was a barn burner. It was I think they scored over 100 points between the two of them, like triple overtime. It was ridiculous. And they hammered Mississippi, Ole Miss, in the Peach Bowl. Ole Miss was like number 5 or 6 at the time, and they beat them 42-3. I remember watching that game. They just hammered them. So, and again, they've granted us credits, TCU. We met Gary Patterson, Rich and I did, at the Bear Bryant Award. Real nice guy. Hey, I cut for TCU, you know. Yeah. So now let's talk a little bit about your Volunteers now. Shoot. They were 7-6 last year, barely over 500. Mm-hmm. And they come out ranked in the top 25. You follow them more than closer than any of us. What do you think they see there?
Well, 3rd year, Coach Butch Jones. Mm-hmm. It's going to have to get it done some kind of way. And coming from Cincinnati, Rich.
I knew he was going to do it.
Okay, coming from Cincinnati, running the spread type of offense. Yes, okay, A&M's proven to be successful in doing it. Yes, Gus Malzahn runs a form of the spread offense. But Tennessee, you know, you cannot run that spread offense and be that light in the behind in the SEC because everybody's heavy. And the SEC East, I'm just sorry to say, is the weaker division of the SEC. You know, you got Florida, Tennessee, and then Florida, they're going to be off the watch because they may have had a coaching change this year as well. Mm-hmm. But, however, they put out good product. They're still going to sell out the games. But I see them within about maybe week 2, they'll drop out of the top 25. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah. Because the one thing that we have not had since Casey Clausen
is a quarterback.
Well, and actually Eric Ainge is a quarterback. We haven't had that. Yeah. And in order to drive that
team. Y'all had a quarterback since T. Martin, to tell you the truth. Nah. But, yeah, I mean, so, yeah, again, that was another shock to come in 1 game over 500 and to be actually ranked in the preseason polls. But let's talk a little bit about Baylor. They went 11-2 last year. Mm-hmm. Lost the Cotton Bowl to Michigan State, 42-21. And we know how Jolivet feels about Baylor. But we're not going to do that because we like Baylor.
Yes, we do.
We like Baylor. We love Baylor. Yeah. Baylor has credentialed us for this season. So now let's talk a little bit about, we don't want to slight Lamar University, who's also given us season credentials at Lamar University. They're only a 5th-year program now. Last year they were 8-4 under Coach Ray Woodard, a legend down here in Texas. Lamar University is they're in the same conference with Sam Houston, SFA. Speaking of SFA, I forgot to mention during the NFL segment, our man Gus Johnson hurt his shoulder against the Raiders. Get well soon, Gus, and we'll see you next week, man. You know BTP's your biggest fans. We pulling for you, big man. But to get back to Baylor. I'm sorry. Right. So,
yeah. Guys, I'm going to tell you this. I'm for any team that actually has a football program because, my undergrad was at Loyola University. Mm-hmm. We never had a football program. So, you know what? I cheered for Tulane. And guess what? The little time I was there, 12-0 for Tulane University. And shout out to... Do you guys even remember the quarterback who played for Tampa.
Sean King.
Sean King.
So
shout out to Sean King for, you know, guess what? I cheer for you guys.
Well, thank you, Ms. Lomas, for all of your input today. And it was a pleasure having you here. But guess what, folks? We out of time. So we appreciate you guys joining us. And until next time, see you later.